What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video and welcome to another stimulus update. Earlier on today, President Biden gave a huge statement. His statement when he was asked, when will you sign this $1.9 trillion stimulus package into law? President Biden said, as soon as I can get it. That was his statement. Very blunt, very direct, as soon as I can get it. Now, remember, this bill doesn't just pass the House and Nancy Pelosi just goes and hits send and emails a copy over to President Biden. And that is not the way this works. When the president gets a bill, a finalized copy of the bill, it doesn't come on just regular old paper. No. That's not the way they send a bill. In order for a bill to be signed by the president, it first must be engrossed on parchment paper. And this is special parchment paper. So this is why sometimes bills take a little bit longer than, okay, the House passes it or the Senate passes it and then it goes to the president's desk for a signature that evening. That's usually not the way it works because they have to engross it on special parchment paper. Remember, the last time that a bill was signed was by former President Donald Trump, and this took, I believe it was 3 days to get the bill printed on the special paper because, according to reports, there were printer issues. There were printer difficulties. So, and again, there was other issues beyond that, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. So hopefully in this case, we will not have any difficulties with the printer. Most expect President Biden will sign this as quickly as he can. Most are saying that this would most likely happen on Wednesday after the bill is printed or actually passed and then printed and then sent over to the White House. So this is very good news. And we also have some more good news as well. Democrats, as of right now, are not done putting together additional stimulus for the American people. What we know, based on all reports, is that Democrats want more. They are not satisfied with the $1.9 trillion as it was written in the bill. Some are saying the $1,400 stimulus checks, cutting out roughly 12 to 15 million people, was the wrong move. Others say dropping the unemployment benefits from 400 down to 300 was a bad idea. And some say not giving more money to people that are for their child tax credits, which again, it went from $2,000 up to $3,300. They're actually $3,000 and up to $3,600. Some say we should have went bigger. Some say we should have given more money to schools, which I think they already did anyway, but that is currently what we are hearing. Chuck Schumer, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, he came out today and he said, Democrats internalized the mistakes made in 2008 and 2009 when Congress was too timid in its response to the financial crisis. With the American Rescue Plan, Democrats promised big, bold COVID relief for people across the country. Senate Democrats just delivered on that promise. And this is exactly what Republicans were worried about. Democrats are looking, according to Republicans, Democrats are looking at 2008 and 2009 and trying to go bigger in terms of what would solve the issue now based off what they did in the past. However, some say this might work, but others say this won't work and only time will tell whether or not or who is actually right. Some say that going off of the numbers in 2008 and 2009, it was a completely different economy, completely different climate. Everything has changed since then. We cannot go and use those numbers, those figures, and the idea behind how they passed it, what they did, and their philosophy. We can't use that in today's economy. Now, I do believe, yes, things change. You can't use the same, you can't use the same answer to the same problem. Sometimes you got to make some adjustments, but the only way to find out is to actually do it. What we do know is that progressives are not waiting around to see how this $1.9 trillion stimulus package even does. They honestly don't care. They don't care whether this is going to be sufficient or not. They're going to come in stronger, come in harder, and provide bigger, bolder action. They say they want to provide more relief to the American people so that they can better contribute to the economic recovery, which obviously makes sense. And this is and I think this is funny. It's funny in a way, but this is exactly what Republicans have been saying. We cannot keep giving money to the American people and then hoping that they will do right by us. We have to provide a better option, better solution to let's get schools open, let's get jobs back to where they once were, so we can help the public, help the American people better contribute to our economic recovery. Well, now progressives are saying the exact same thing, which is, I think it's kind of ironic that they've been fighting over this for how long, and now they're agreeing to the exact same thing, but now Democrats or progressives are saying, no, this is not what you guys asked for. This is not what you guys wanted. You want something completely different. And Republicans are like, no, that's exactly what we've been saying for the past year. So right now, it's just he said, she said. But we also heard from House Representative Pramila Jayapal, who is the chairwoman, I think just the chair of the Progressive Caucus. And this is what she had to say today on Twitter. She says, and I quote, "I'm calling on POTUS to lay out his plan for providing a desperately needed raise to 32 million Americans. No one can survive on $7.25 an hour. It's time to make a minimum wage a living wage." Now, we know that President Biden he wants to increase the minimum wage. However, according to Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary, she says that he's trying to figure out the best path forward, and right now that's currently unknown because he doesn't want, or he can't actually pass this through a budget reconciliation, so it means he has to get 10 Republicans on board. Some are saying the best way forward at this point is to end the filibuster. Others say that they need to compromise between Republicans and Democrats, and that's the only way to make this work. Some say it would be better to just wait another 2 years and hope Democrats get or win more seats in the Senate. But the majority of people say, and the majority of progressives are saying that ending the filibuster is the best way, or at least their best bet, to get a $15 minimum wage included. But according to Senate Democrat Joe Manchin, who's a centrist Democrat, he says the filibuster will not be going away as long as he is a senator. And Pramila Jayapal, she even went one step further, and she said this on Twitter as well. She says, nearly $1.8 trillion. Student loan borrowers are drowning in debt. POTUS can and should help by canceling $50,000. Now, progressives were not just happy, or actually weren't happy at all, by getting the $15 minimum wage cut. They aren't happy that, and they want student loan forgiveness, they want monthly stimulus checks, and they want it all right now. What I can tell you is that President Biden was never open to a $50,000 student loan forgiveness. He doesn't want to do this through an executive order, which is what pretty much the majority of progressives are trying to push him to do, is, hey, go ahead, sign an executive order, do student loan forgiveness up to $50,000. President Biden says, no, I agree to $10,000. However, it has to be done through Congress. But right now, Congress is pushing it all back on President Biden. President Biden is pushing it right back to Congress. So it seems like nobody wants to do student loan forgiveness. So if you are, or if you do have student loans, I'd say right now, I don't think this is going to happen, but we could see a bill get introduced through President Biden's Build Back Better plan, which is his roughly $3 trillion infrastructure bill that he should be talking about any day now. Now, this is where they are calling on President Biden to pretty much step up. Progressives are pretty much telling Biden, step up, lead our nation back to where it once was. However, many economists predict that getting back to where we once were and doing this too soon would be a big mistake. Some economists say that there was way too much money printed and we're still not done, and this could drastically overheat the economy before it's even ready to get back to where it once was. Everybody's talking about these pre-pandemic levels. Former President Donald Trump kept on talking about pre-pandemic levels, pre-pandemic unemployment, pre-pandemic. That's what everybody was saying. But what these economists are saying is, we are going to be in a new economy. We cannot get back to pre-pandemic levels because everything has changed. There's been so many things that have shifted. It's going to be completely different. So we need to stop talking about pre-pandemic levels. We need to address the post-pandemic. What's going to happen after this pandemic? Or are we ever going to get through this? That's currently what people are addressing. Right now, progressives say there's more to get done. They're not done. they're not happy with what happened. They're not happy with the amount of stimulus that was passed. They think there should have been more. We should have provided more to the American people instead of giving more money to other things that really will not impact the American people at all. So they argue that the only way to get what the American people are demanding for is by getting rid of the filibuster. That's currently what is the big discussion right now, because everybody is talking about, yes, we tried to do this, but we couldn't because, well, we didn't have the support. We had centrist Democrats that were voting against us, so we had to modify the bill to make them happy and to appease them, which is essentially what happened and why there was many cuts to the $1,400 stimulus checks and unemployment benefits. But even today, Senator Joe Manchin, who was the main cog in the Democrats' agenda, he said that the filibuster has gotten too comfortable and that he is okay with making it more difficult. And he said, and I quote, "The filibuster should be painful. It really should be painful, and we've made it more comfortable over the years. Maybe it has to be more painful. If you want to make it a little bit more painful, make him stand there and talk. I'm willing to look at any way we can, but I'm not willing to take away the involvement of the minority." And he said this multiple times, that he will not do away with the filibuster. He believes this is the way to have the minority get a voice in the Senate. And if you take away the filibuster, then you can pretty much cram through and ram through any type of bill you want. And the minority would have to sit there and listen because they would have absolutely no say. So what would happen at this point, according to experts, is the minority would stop really playing this game. They would stop trying to be involved in the day-to-day politics. And all they would do is they'd focus on the next campaign, the next election, which is going to be in 2022. That's all they're going to focus on. They're going to do everything they can to win back the majority for that time. And so if this happens, you're really just going to have one party controlling everything, one party doing it all. And who knows what the country would eventually turn to. So, if this is the plan that progressives have to get rid of the filibuster, what we know is that centrist Democrat from West Virginia, Joe Manchin, would be a giant roadblock to their plan. He is not going to support this. Now, in other news, we know there's a lot going on right now. It's not just about the stimulus package. It's not just about the Build Back Better plan. President Biden has a lot of stuff going on. So do many other people. What we do know, I just want to give you, a quick little rundown of what we're kind of hearing for today. President Biden will give a primetime address on Thursday evening. Now, everybody is currently expecting he is going to address the passing of the $1.9 trillion stimulus package, which he would most likely sign the day before, which is on Wednesday. Okay, great. He would most likely also address that and the future Build Back Better plan. That's according to many experts, saying that this is most likely what he's going to talk about. And some say, yes, he's going to talk about the numbers for vaccines. This is also very important. There's been additional CDC guidelines as well, and I'll get to that in a minute. We also now know that Senate Republican Roy Blunt decided he is not going to run for re-election in 2022. This means that so far, 5 Senate Republicans will be retiring from the Senate this upcoming midterm election, meaning that they are leaving the door open for new members to join. Whether they're Republican or whether they're Democrats, that's something that will be yet to be seen. Some say that this is happening right now because of what happened with Donald Trump. Others say that this is happening because right now, being in politics when the whole world is watching is getting harder and harder, and nobody wants to do the job. We also know the CDC has stated that fully vaccinated individuals can now congregate indoors with others outside of their family who have been fully vaccinated as well. One thing I just want to point out, when they say fully vaccinated, they mean you have got both of your vaccinations unless you're getting the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which no matter what vaccine you get, after the final dose, so if you take Pfizer or the Moderna vaccine, you got to take the first one. I think you wait like 2 to 3 weeks, take the second dose, and then 2 weeks after that, you would be considered fully vaccinated. And 2 weeks after you take the first Johnson & Johnson vaccine, that was when you would be considered fully vaccinated. They also state that this means that also grandparents can now visit indoors with their unvaccinated healthy daughter and her healthy children without wearing a mask or physically distancing. So many are calling this very welcome news and it's coming at the perfect time. So that is great news right there. So right now what they're saying, even former President Donald Trump even urged people go and get the vaccine. That was the first time he's mentioned that. So that was something that I believe after that date, you started to see more people sign up for their vaccines. We also know the United States reported yesterday, which was a Sunday, they reported 40,366 new COVID cases yesterday alone and 682 deaths. Those are very good numbers according to experts. However, experts say it was a Sunday. Sundays usually have lower numbers, but those numbers do show signs of very good progress. So, as of right now, this is what we know, but as always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back and share more. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful evening. I will see you guys tomorrow. Consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on, and I'll see you guys on the next one.